It's day 20 of the 1 year fast. Today is a non-fasting day. So I fasted yesterday, Thursday, Tuesday and Sunday this particular week. The 1 year fast protocol being to fast 3 days per week. I choose the days for 52 consecutive weeks. I want to say, so yesterday we had a bit of a struggle. Well, I had a struggle with the ketone reader. And it was odd because after registering 0 on the ketone reader, I believe about 21 hours, 20 hours. Seemed a little bit odd. I went, had a workout, built up a sweat, came back, and at about hour 22 and a half, hour 23, I took my readings again, and I got a reading of 46 on the ketone reader. So that raises two questions. One, my ketone readers needs an upgrade, and we're going to do that. Most likely the answer. Or two, does working out accelerate ketosis? I'm wondering whether there's any research around that. If you go into a fast, you work out, does the working out actually somehow accelerate ketosis? Clearly, ketosis and autophagy are two completely separate processes. As we know, ketosis is the state of moving from burning glucose to burning fat after a fasting period. Deplete your glucose and then start to burn fat. Ketosis. And the ketone reader enables us to identify whether we're in ketosis or not. And then autophagy is really that cellular cleanup. I believe that's very, very difficult to measure. But the premise is once you fast for a period of time, your body moves into that phase of autophagy, where the body instinctively starts to look for damaged cells and clean up all of the radicals in the body. Again, I'm not a doctor, so please don't take what I say as sacrosanct. It's just what I read online, what I see in the book, just some information there. So clearly, ketosis, autophagy are two separate processes, and I don't want to entwine the two as one. I don't want to give that kind of misinformation. So I was thinking the other day, as you can see, I don't wear jewelry. I don't typically wear a watch, but I did have a Garmin Smartwatch for about nearly 3 years. I believe I purchased the watch in about 22, and then I lost it in 25. I went on a trip, and I was a business trip. I was at LA airport, and I was on the plane, and I was trying to take my jacket off. And I'm pretty sure as I took my jacket off, the sleeves were pretty tight. I kind of broke the watch strap, and I lost the Garmin Venue smartwatch. Again, just a basic smartwatch. And that was about coming up for 10 months ago, maybe 9 months ago. I didn't go out and buy one again straight away because I found it was controlling me, and I wanted to give myself a break from the smartwatch. So I just didn't replace it. But looking back, it was quite helpful. So when I first purchased the watch, I kind of get really into all the measurements, looking at the data, seeing how I was fluctuating in terms of my sleep, in terms of my calorie count, in terms of my steps, all of the metrics available within that smartwatch. But what I found is after a period of time, it almost became a bit obsessive. So if I, for example, I set the goal for steps for a day, say at 10,000 steps, just hypothetically. If I was, getting to maybe quite late at night, maybe 8,000 steps, I had this compulsion to then go out and walk to get the full 10,000 steps in. And if, for example, I found that I wasn't getting quite the sleep number I wanted, I would, the following night, go to bed early and try to get trying to balance it out. And again, with the calories, getting obsessed with the amount of calorie burns, and also the amount of hours working out. So it became very controlling, but that's probably because I allowed it to be. I'm thinking now for the 1 year fast, it might be beneficial for me to buy another smartwatch, probably a Garmin. They seem to be the standard. And yeah, just use that to maybe add some extra metrics onto the dashboard of the 1 year fast. You know, we could add sleep, steps, calories, workout metrics. So that might be beneficial. I'm going to think about that over the weekend, and if I can convince myself to do it, I'm going to do it. So yeah, and actually talking about smartwatches, so again, I bought the Garmin Venue. I can't remember what version. It's a very good watch, very good. It was relatively cheap, and it's really, you know, I couldn't fault the reliability of the watch. Maybe the battery wasn't altogether ideal. You know, you had to charge it quite often. Maybe the solar watches are better. But that aside, is a really great watch. But then I was thinking back to, I think it's about 2002 when I first came over to the US. I bought a Suunto watch, Suunto. I'm not sure. I believe they may be from Switzerland or maybe Sweden, some maybe a Scandinavian country, maybe an Alpine country. And they really were the dominant smartwatch company. Their Suunto watches were, you know, all the runners used them. Anybody on a trail used them. They were a great watch back in the day. 2002, I bought mine. But they've just been almost obliterated by Garmin. Clearly, they didn't keep up with the changes in the industry and making themselves, avail themselves of all the amazing technology that's taken place over the past couple of decades, which is quite interesting because that kind of shows how a company can be at the pinnacle, and by virtue of the fact maybe not having the vision or the roadmap, they can fall down pretty quickly as competitors that take advantage of new technology come to the fore. Yeah, but that aside, I'm going to think about the Garmin watch, whether you get a replacement. I'm going to think about it this weekend, and if I do decide, I'll probably order one next week. Yeah, so next week, the week 4 of the 1 year fast. Can't believe it's week 4 already. I'm probably going to fast. I hadn't definitively made a decision on that just yet, but I'm probably going to fast on Monday, break on Tuesday, then fast again on Wednesday and Thursday. So I've got a bit of a mix again so the first week I did 3 days in a row, started on the summer solstice on that Sunday, did Monday and Tuesday, so 72 hours. Second week I did Sunday and Monday, took a break on Tuesday, I fasted for 24 hours on a Wednesday. And then this week, third week, I fasted 3 separate days, Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm thinking, just to mix it up again for next week, I'm going to fast most likely on Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. And as I mentioned, I do have the liberty, based upon 3 days within a week of fasting, to put fasting days back to back. So I could, on one particular period, choose to fast the last 3 days of 1 week and the first 3 days of the subsequent week, give me access to a 6-day fast. I probably will do that maybe in about another month or so, as I'm deeper into the 1 year fast. Because clearly going into the 6 days is a bit more challenging than 1 day or 2 days or even 3 days. So yeah, I'll probably do that. Yeah, so today is day 20, big number, and tomorrow will be the last day of the third week of the 1 year fast. Again, my fasting goes from Sunday through to Saturday, and then I step into week 4 on Sunday. Choose my days.